It says, I am live. What does that mean? Okay. Hey, beautiful people. It's makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me, see me. I have a whole new setup. And so I'm going to wait for you guys to come on because I am late. I told you I was going to be late, but I am later than late. So I apologize profusely. Yeah, man, this is Sunday. If you guys can see me, that would be great. Let me know. I can see myself, but I want to make sure you can see me. And two, can you hear me? Most important, can you hear me? That's what I need to know. This light is really bright, and I don't think there's much I can do about it. I have a whole new setup. Hey, Dominique. Hi, sweetheart. I have a whole new setup, and I'm still working on it. So that's what was taking me. There we go. Let me turn down the light. I think that's better. Thank you for loving that red lip. Thank you, KTG. Thank you. It's actually, it was here. It's Rocky Cosetti's, here it is. It's Rocky's, see, the thing is off. I can't even read it. So it's called Sofina, I think. But it's the Cosette line. I just came to say hi. I'll watch you later. Have to wake up in 5 hours. No problem, Nazzy. Bye, honey. It was great listening to you on Clubhouse. Wasn't that fun, Dominique? Wasn't that fun? I had a blast. I really had such a great time. Thank you, girl. Hey, Miss Belinda. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, guys. Yeah, sorry. I was like, listen, she's overzealous, okay? I was like, I'm going to get this whole setup. And I have new lights for you guys, except I only have one right now. I have a new thing over here. I'm like all like nude out here, right? But I'm still missing a light over here. And I was trying to put it on, and I was like, this is not working. So I was like, listen, if it don't work, it don't work. We will get it up. Next week there will be lighting trifecta. This is the new setup. Not really, this is not the new setup. This is the new setup for the new videos that you'll be seeing soon on the channel. I'm so excited to have new content for you people. You have no idea. But I needed new lights. My old lights broke. I should tell you guys what not to buy. Oh, they're out there now. I'm trapped in a hole right here, so I can't move. But yeah, so I was sorry. I was running around trying to set this up. Listen, I'm so excited. First of all, I know none of them are watching me, but I want to say thank you to all the photographers and all the grips I've ever worked with who have taught me over the years what arms are and all of this stuff is. I have like a lot of professional equipment now. I can't believe it because of them, because they were training me this whole time, and it looks so professional. I can't stand it. So I'm very excited to finally get going with this whole YouTube thing again. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my supportive crew of grips and photographers. Thank you guys for helping me all these years. That's the beauty, people. When you're on set, man, you got to be asking questions. If you don't ask questions, you are asked out. And I would be asked, I always ask for years and years and years and years. I would say, what is that? What does that do? Can you tell me about that? And they're so helpful. Lighting crew, sound, editors, everybody's so helpful. So you need to, like, when you get on sets, you really have to like take advantage of their knowledge. And I have to say, finally, I started listening to them, and I think I finally got it. So I am quite excited to come back to YouTube. Finally. So anyway, I digress to say happy Sunday, you beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Listen, this is not going to be long because I'm already late. So I don't want to make us late. You know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody has stuff to do, and we're used to me being on for a short period of time. So, So anyway, so if anybody joined me on Clubhouse, Miss Dominique did. So if anybody joined us on Clubhouse, it was fun. Clubhouse is this new app that unfortunately is only on Apple or iOS, right? So you can get it and join and listen. The thing the thing that I didn't understand was these things go on for hours. So it's basically like think of it like a podcasting thing, but you can line up to ask questions directly to the people who are there. And yeah, it was fun. Unfortunately, nobody got a chance to really ask a question. But it was fun. So always check in, get that app Clubhouse. I don't honestly, to be honest, guys, I don't know how much I'm going to be hanging out on Clubhouse because the conversations go on for hours. I mean, Dominique, I don't know how long you were on there, but I was on one, not like participating. I was just listening, and I literally fell asleep and woke up and it was still on. So they go on for hours. I don't think I have that kind of hang time, but they do go on for hours. So that's about the only thing for me that I was like, yeah, I don't have like 5 hours just listening to this thing all day. So that's just my little thing. But if you do, it's great. And don't forget, people, whenever there's a guest speaker or there's a guest or there's a topic that you want to know, whether it's here, whether it's Clubhouse, whether it's wherever it may be, and they say, do you have any questions? Then you've got to ask your questions, because you never know what that answer is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take advantage, of the moment. You have to. And a lot of times people are so afraid not to say anything, like not to ask any questions. And it just breaks my heart to see people just silent. You have to be able to ask questions. So tonight was supposed to be 3 things. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. It was supposed to be 3 things that we all need, but I want to talk, since I'm talking about that. I wanted to talk about just that. I wanted to talk about missed opportunities and why I want you guys to seize the day as much as possible. I also want to talk about mentors and what does it mean and all that. I'm gonna do the 3 things. Look, it's on my box. It is on my box, but it's really important that you guys seize the moment. As you can tell, I seize every moment that I can. If I'm in a room full of people that can, be assistance to me in any way, shape, or form, you need to start doing that, because it's the only way you're going to grow. And you just never know who you get. You never know the opportunities that will come your way if you just sit back and be quiet. And I'll tell you one. I have so many in my career, but I'll tell you one. And I wrote about this. It was the first, I believe it was the first blog post I believe I had done. So we're talking a long time ago. And that's when I met Reggie Wells. And I think I already told you guys the story, Mr. Reggie Wells, of how he was sitting in the lobby. It was Reggie Wells, myself, Danessa Myricks, James Vincent. I'm missing one person. Please don't kill me. And we were all there to speak. And I had already known James because I love him so, and I already know Danessa, but I didn't know Mr. Wells. And Mr. Wells at the time, I believe, was still doing Oprah, still on TV, doing his thing, okay? And like I told you guys last time about the books, I had his book, and I made sure that instead of checking in, right, I was checking into the hotel, he was sitting in the lobby, and instead of me saying, okay, I'll just go upstairs and unpack and then I'll come back down. No, I seized the moment to talk to him. I didn't even go, I checked in and kept my eye on him the whole time. Like, is he leaving? Is he leaving? But I made sure that I introduced myself to him. We were on a panel. I introduced myself to him, and I had a lovely conversation with him for about 40 minutes. Who else can say they had a private conversation with Reggie Wells, 40 minutes, talking about your personal career? And it's what I call mentor of the moment. Mentor of the moment. It's sort of like when you guys get to meet me backstage and you ask me a question or two, that is somebody mentoring you. You see what I'm saying? Mentor does not necessarily, in my book, again, my book, it's my station, my book. So mentor doesn't necessarily mean that, somebody's going to take you by the hand for the rest of your days and show you everything you have to do, and then your career just magically takes off. That's not what it really means. You know what I mean? But you get these little gems, what I call like makeup angels. You get these little makeup angels in your life, and you have to seize the day. And I seized the day with Reggie because he really took the time to talk to me. He asked me to see my, at the time we all had comp cards. So he was like, do you have your comp cards? I was like, yes, sir. Yes, I do. By way, yeah, here it is. So I pulled my comp card. He looked it over. He said, oh, you do that? Oh, it's beautiful. He gave me a lot of good advice, but he gave it to me of the moment. Do you see? Reggie's not, I'm not calling him up on the phone. Hey, how you doing today? It was of the moment. And if you don't seize those moments, they're going to go by. And you can't do that, especially when you're new. You can't afford to let somebody, some senior artist of yours walk away from you. You know, I'm not saying do what that lady did and attack the kid with the phone. I'm not talking about that. But I am saying that if there's an opportunity to ask a question, you better ask that question. You know, let me see. I love that. Yes, thank you, Melinda. Yes, mentor of the moment. Sometimes you get great nuggets of education that way. Yes, Belinda. Like for life, not just makeup. Thank you. Yes. Makeup angels. Yes, they are my makeup angels. I have many makeup angels. I write about them in that book. I always write about my makeup angels, you know. Hey, Lori. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. So, yeah, so he was my mentor of the moment at that time, you know. You know, I don't want you always to think that mentors are meant to, like I said, kind of like hold your hand and walk you through your career. That's kind of, I don't want you to look at them like that, because when you do, then you're going to miss the other good parts of what happens when you get to meet people, you know. And you should, and then I always want you guys to, what did she say, Belinda? My first makeup shows and IMATs, I did a lot of listening and asking questions. When the opening happened, Miss Belinda, yes, you have to ask those questions. And so when I'm on a thing and I sit back, even when I'm talking at IMATs, if anybody's seen me and I say, do you have any questions? And then they say, it is silent. And then I berate the crowd like, I cannot believe you came all this way and don't have one question. This don't make no kind of sense. And then all of a sudden, I have a question. And then my Q&A goes on for a long time. And then the promoters of the show say, oh, DeShawn, you have to stop asking questions. But you see what I'm saying? Like, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this with your career and say, oh, I really wanted to ask a question, but I was, nuh-uh. This is not the time nor place to be like this. Oh, I'm afraid. No, ask your questions, because if you don't do that, that moment is going to pass you, and I don't know when you're going to get it again. And then why do you guys go to shows? And I dig that you buy makeup. I'm for that. But I want you guys to go for the education. That's what you should be there for. That's what I go for a lot of times, 99% of times. Even before I was a, makeup artist, I went to those shows for the education alone. I remember, I think I told you guys, like one day, my assistant and I, Lauren, we made our rounds. We went shopping, but we spent the rest of the day. We're talking about 5 hours maybe or longer. And because we made, anybody who knows me, I'm a hit it and quit it kind of girl, right? I will fly around. I will fly around something, see, look, and then I bounce. So most of the time when I go to like the makeup show in New York, if I'm not speaking, I go to see people really quickly and then I bounce. And so that year I really wanted the education. So instead of bouncing, I stayed. And Lauren and I sat in the back. There's like, if you go upstairs in the makeup show, if you go upstairs, in the back, they have education that just comes, like, all different kinds of education. You just sit there. We sat there for 5 hours and we had the best education. Like I was sitting there going, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And it was like really cool. That's the thing I love about the makeup show. They have really, both of them actually, you know, me and IMATS, I love IMATS and I love the makeup show. They have really amazing education that I don't want you guys to keep blowing by. I don't want you to keep running to Morphe or running to this one. Go get your education, because you can always get a brush, for real, like seriously. But you cannot get free education. You cannot get in the room with a Dick Page. You cannot get in the room sometimes with me, except I do this, so maybe you can. You get it? It's your education. That is one thing that you need as a makeup artist. Education. You need to be educating yourself continuously. Just because you can paint a face doesn't mean that you know the business. Doesn't mean, listen, I sat back, we did this like a couple of years ago. I sat back and was shocked at the things I just did not know, you know? And even though it was about theater, like we sat through a whole theater, how the makeup artist, you know, goes about designing the looks and stuff. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Wow, that's really cool. I was blown away. I, who was in the business for like 16, 17 years at that time, I didn't know that. And I walked away with such a new respect and perspective of what our fellow makeup artists do. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, people. You don't know everything. I certainly don't know everything. And your career can only get better with education. So that's one of those things that you guys need, is the education. And if you get it from a mentor for 1 second, take that joint, write it down, and fly with it. But you're not asking questions. That's a big problem. Some shows are hard. I want to see artists who are speaking at the same time. Oh yeah, that's hard. Yeah, you got to pick and choose. You do have to pick and choose who you're going to see. That is hard. Well, you know what? But that's great too, because that means that there's a lot of great things going on. That yeah, it tells you that if that's that kind of show, and you're like, I don't know where to go. I want to go over here. I want to go over here. That tells you that's a great damn show, because they have chock full of education and inspiration for you that your head is about to split open, you know. So that's a good show, you know, that you might miss out on something great if you go here, but then you go over here, then there's something great over here. So are you really missing out? No. But what happens? So here's the question, Belinda. So what happens if now you go on to section A and you sat down, you took your class, you loved it. Then in section B, that, you know, the particular makeup artist that you wanted to see, you know, you missed, but all of a sudden you're at the concession stand and that person's standing right next to you. Do you just go like this? Or do you go like this? And then you go, can I ask you a question? Right? Now remember, mentor of the moment does not mean to bombard somebody with 25,000 questions. That's what I'm talking about. Now, it's not to hold them there forever. The reason why I had so much time with Mr. Wells, Reggie Wells, was because he was just simply waiting. And so, you know, he had no problem asking, you know, talking to me. So he had no problem because he was just waiting. And so that's what I'm saying. So when you grab us, have a question in your head that you've always wanted to ask, and ask it. But it doesn't mean to stand there and stand there and stand there and stand there and stand there. I remember I was speaking somewhere and the young lady just hovered and hovered and hovered. And she could see other people wanted to talk to me, but she just wouldn't stop asking and stop asking. And I was just like, girl, I got to talk to these other people. I would love to talk to you further, but you know what I mean? But here's the deal. People always say, oh, I don't need a business card. This is when you do need a business card, because you just asked me a question, correct? You might say, well, I so appreciate it. Here's my business card. If you ever need an assistant or something like that, you know, here it is. I so appreciate your time. I appreciate that more than somebody who hovers over me. And also remember I'm trying to find the word, for a better word, your behavior, I guess for a better word, is telling me how you might be on a set. So in other words, if you're hovering over me right now, are you going to hover over me when I'm working? I want you guys to keep that in mind. What you do while standing in front of me, introducing yourself is the only impression that I have of you, right? So if you're a hoverer and you won't get out of my face, and you won't she literally stood there for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to be nice. But I'm like, girl, there is a line of people. I can't talk to you. She hovered and hovered and hovered. That's not good. That's not good. Now she could have stayed and went to the back of the line and came back and got another turn. I would never have had a problem with that. But she hovered and hovered. See what that tells us? Remember, it's the only time we meet you. So if you do things like that, it's gonna stick in our brain, Beauty with, I can't do a beauty with a. I'm not gonna say it right. You Kempri? I have destroyed your name. Hi, honey. I ask questions and introduce myself. Very good, Miss Belinda. New J and J. Also, hi, missed you and sending you much love. Well, thank you, NJ. Hi. I try to keep it to 5 minutes, especially at the shows, because I know a lot of people. Yeah, stopping them. Yes, a lot of people. I get stopped a lot at shows, and I don't mind. I'm not saying, don't bother me. I love to talk to you guys when I'm at the shows, but I do get stopped a lot. I remember one year I literally had it wasn't contagious, so I would never have showed up if I were contagious, and it wasn't this thing going around, and I had some type of bug that hit me, and I had 104 temperature. 104. I did. And I made it to that show because I had a commitment. There was a year that if you ever see this little picture of me speaking at IMATS, I'm literally sitting down. I have a pink shirt on and I'm sitting down, and I have a sweater on and a scarf. I mean, because I was literally on my last leg on that day. But I had made commitments and I wasn't going to miss them, but I needed to sit down. But I remember that year everybody was like, oh, I heard you were sick. I'm sorry. You take a picture with me? But it was cool, but I'm just saying that to keep that in mind, that we just don't know, but always have that, have that one question in your arsenal, have it ready to go. What's the one thing you want to know from that person? And then ask them, but don't hover. Oh, Miss Caribbean Gal PK. Hi. I love the name. Oh God, Lori. I remember that was at IMATS. Yes, Lori, it was. Yes, Lori, it was. I was sick for the whole weekend. And one of the days, Lisa Eldridge remember Lisa Eldridge was speaking, I was speaking on a Sunday and Lisa Eldridge was speaking on a Saturday. See, here. Let me give you a story. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, we got the Reggie Wells story out of the way. This is what I'm trying to convey to you people. Listen to me, okay? Now, I happen to love me some Lisa Eldridge. I really do. Freaking love her. I just love her. Okay. So I knew that she was speaking at IMATS, but she was speaking the day before me, right? And we all had books out at the same time. In fact, what's so funny is, it's not funny. It's amazing, and it's a blessing that I had a book. Where's my book? I had that book out. Lisa had her face paint, and Ray Morris had her book out. And so what IMATS had done, I still have it. I'm going to frame it. What IMATS had done was to put my book and my face, Lisa's book and her face, and Ray's book and her face on this little tent, this little table tent that kind of went on the table. So it kind of looked like a little thing on the table. So when you walk by, you would see the 3 books. So I was in heaven. That I was literally in between those two. I was dying. Okay. And so Lisa was speaking Saturday. I had 104 temperature, but I knew I wasn't contagious. It's me. It's my body. I know I wasn't going to give it to anybody. So it's fine. So I was like, I didn't have to be at IMATS on Saturday. Not this Black girl. She could have stayed home and nursed herself for Sunday. But Lisa Eldridge was only going to be there Saturday. I said, you're going to get your Black up and you're going to go to IMATS. And I called the cab, put makeup on, called the cab. I said, what time is she speaking? I didn't go to hear her speak. You know what I did? I was the first person in line when she was doing the book signing. You get it? First person in line so I can meet her first. You get strategy? And it was synergy. It was the greatest thing that ever happened. First of all, like I said, I'm a real groupie. I love her so much. But I was able to do what? Now, she didn't know. She knew of me, but she didn't know of me. You know what I'm saying? And so I walked up there. I introduced myself. I said, hi, I'm DeShawn Hatcher. We're on the tent together. And I showed her. She goes, oh, hey, it's so nice to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. And then I pull out the book. I pull out Assisting Rules. And I show her within the Assisting Rules, I had already written about her book coming out. The minute I heard her book was coming out, I put it in Assisting Rules because I wrote Assisting Rules. And like I said, I heard the book. So she announced it and I put it in the book so you guys could pick it up if you wanted to. And I showed her that. And she was like, because she knew I had the forethought to think of her and put her new book in my book. And when I tell you how gracious that lady was to me and wait a minute, people, listen. She knows who I am now. She knows my name. We write back and forth sometimes on Instagram, on her DMs. Now, I know I am like 20 years in the business, but do you see how cuckoo crazy I am? I am so excited about knowing her, and she knows me, and it's really cool, And this is what I'm saying. But if I decided to, let's say, just sit on my ass at home and nurse myself back, and I literally, by the way, came in a car to meet her. This is where all these like makeup angels come into play. So I come in to meet her. And then once I'm finished and she signed her book to me, I signed my book to her. Once I was finished, I could feel my whole body just want to fall. And then I was like, no, you got to get out of here. But as I'm trying to leave, everybody's like, oh, DeShawn, hi, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But yes, let's take a picture. Da, da, da. And I'm walking, I'm trying to get out of IMATS. And now I'm outside of IMATS. I was only in IMATS for 20 minutes, maybe half an hour at the tops. I sent $150 in cab fare back and forth to get there. And I'm sitting outside waiting for my cab to come pick me up. And these two amazing people, Husky Grip and his wife, Lizette, came over to me and introduced themselves to me. Said, oh, hi, we watch you on YouTube, whatever. And I was like this, yeah, that's great. Because I was just spent. I was like, I'm sorry, guys, I am so sick. I'm like, I have nothing left in me. And do you know what happened after that? Lizette and Manny, Mr. Husky Grip himself, said, hey, are you going to be here tomorrow? I said, yes. They said, we'll take care of you. And they sure did. Those two made sure I was okay. They made sure I wanted for nothing. They were lovely. But do you see what I'm saying? Just by them walking over to me and saying something to me, you get what I'm saying? But when you are meek and mild and you don't say nothing, I don't want to bother her. Moments go by. You see what I'm saying? Don't let those moments go. I know I was sick, and maybe another person might have snapped at you. I'm not sure, but at least you tried. All you can say is you tried. That's all you can do is say, I tried to talk to DeShawn. Whoa, she was really bitchy. That's all you can do is try. And that's what I'm really, really trying to get you to see that you have to try. If you don't try, nothing's going to happen. And then, by the way, I gave her my book, Lisa Eldridge. I gave her my book, and I don't even know. The book had been out for maybe 6 or 7 months at that point, or maybe even longer. So I'd given her the book, didn't think anything of it, hadn't heard from her anything. Then all of a sudden, months later, my phone is going ting, 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 ting. And I'm like, what is that? Because I wasn't Instagram savvy at the time. So I'm like, what's this on my Instagram? Why do I have all this on? I don't understand what this is. So once I figured it out, I figured it out where it's coming from. It's coming from Lisa Eldridge. And she recommended my book. This is a great resource for anybody who wants to be an assistant. I died. And the thing, I was pinging all day. This is from something I did. I met her one time. She actually read the book. And she actually read the book. She didn't just, because we've had conversations later. She actually read the book. So this is what I'm saying. You let moments go, you're gonna miss out on so much. I don't want you to. Belinda, that was cool. I needed to get Lisa's book. I have raised. Yeah, I have it. Oh, you have mine. Thank you, Miss Belinda. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, that's amazing. Lisa Eldridge she's fantastic. She's such a nice lady. I remember them. I have to find them on Instagram. I remember that. You remember that, huh? Yeah. You have always been sweet and approachable. I have not met anyone who has been rude or unappreciated. Yes, unapproachable so far. Just what I'm saying. We're not gonna. Have I met one person that was a little? I'm sure I have met maybe one person that was a little like, in my time, in the 20 years I've been doing this. I'm pretty sure I have, But I also have to learn how to calm down. I get really crazy eyes. So I know sometimes if I meet people that I already told you guys the Pat McGrath story. I'm not going to do it now. For all of y'all who know the Pat McGrath story, just laugh along with me. But yeah, so you got to be able to also keep your composure. Sometimes I get a little fangirly, like, but now I've learned how, okay, it's cool. Like, be cool, DeShawn. It's cool. For people I've always wanted to meet my whole life, just be cool, but there are times that I will crazy eyes on you, but I get it, but I also get it. Glam Tam Tam is here. Hi, Glam Tam Tam. Hi, honey. So I mean, that wasn't on my list of 3 things that y'all need, but yeah, I literally wrote her back of this box. I was like, let me talk about this, but really the mentorship and stuff does not mean that you need a makeup artist, a senior makeup artist to hold your hand for the rest of your days. It means that if there's somebody in front of you, you need to ask a question, and something just went dark, and I don't know what that was. Why did you go dark? Are you not plugged in? No, you're plugged in. Uh-oh. Something's happening, people. Why, Jesus? Okay, we'll keep talking to the computer. The computer just went dim. First time meeting Sam Fine, I had to calm down. Next day, I was calm for pictures. Oh, yeah. I didn't really get a chance to meet. I met Sam. No, oh, my God. What am I saying? When I met Sam Fine, and that's a long story, too, but I will tell you the reaction I had. I was calm and cool in my head, and then I ran outside. It's a long story, but I was with my friend, and I ran outside and ran all the way down the block and started crying. But as I was talking to him, I was just trying to be as cool as a cucumber. That came right after I made an ass out of myself with Pat McGrath. So there was no way in the world I was going to do that again. But when I met him, I was so like, oh my God, that's Sam Fine. And then I just, like I said, I ran around the corner and cried like a child, like a 2-year-old child. But I got what I needed. See? And he, again, was a lovely person. So I can't even, yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. Are you kidding me? I love and revere our people too. I don't walk around with a cloud of, well, I am DeShawn Hatcher. I don't do that. No, I look at people and go, oh my God. Of course. I mean, Jesus. There are a lot of people in our industry we should be like, oh my God. People in this industry way longer than me, honey. I am a mere Padawan compared to these people. These people came, think about, like, I'm 20 years in the business, and these people came up When you think about it, they came up before makeup brushes. They had to go and create their own brushes. What? Before all of these little gadgets and stuff, before even sponges. Like these, and we're not even talking about that long ago that happened. You know, God rest her soul, Vanessa Evelyn. She had so many different ways of applying makeup. Why? That she had so many different ways of applying makeup that looked ridiculous. But you know why? She had to. She didn't have the tools, and she continued to use her tools until the end. You know, because she is old school. She came up without the tools that we have today. She didn't have no beauty blender. You know what I mean? She didn't have the foundations that we have today. We have so many different foundation brands. She didn't have all that. So when you think about it, you have to think about what they went through. That's why you have to have the respect. The respect has to be due to these people. You know, they came up before the internet. They came up before all of it. We have to respect these people because without them, you know, we wouldn't be here. Honestly, without them, we wouldn't be here. We really wouldn't be here. So we have to pay our homage and respect to all of them. What are you saying? Tam. That's funny. I were chatting on DMs yesterday, and I asked him, does he remember where he first met? Where we first met? Crazy. He did. I was blown away. See? That's so lovely. I learned how to do makeup using Q-tips and cotton balls. You see? There were no brushes. I experimented with paintbrushes. See, I still have some of my paintbrushes as well, but again, as I feel like I came in on like the how you say? I want to say it correctly. I'll say it my way. I came in on the tail end of the suffering that makeup artists had to go through. I came in on the tail end of having to mix your colors to get the right foundation, having to do all that. I came in at the very end of that trend of not having the proper things, you know. And I was also very fortunate that I actually went to school and got training because, again, I came in on the end of no education, no formal education for people who wanted to be makeup artists. And then the year I decided to become a makeup artist was the first year, at least I can only speak of New York. I can't speak of any place else, but it was the first year that New York offered film, what was it? TV, film, and print class that you were technically certified in. Now we know that's a bunch of BS, but it was the first class that really honed in on the industry that I took. So we're talking 21 years ago now, because 20 years of a makeup artist, 21 years ago, I went to school. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we have to revere those people because, you know, without them, we would not be here. Layton, I look forward to seeing you every Sunday. Thank you, Layton. I look forward to seeing you guys or your names or something coming up here too. Thank you, Miss Layton. When were makeup brushes created? I have MAC brushes that are 20 years old. I think makeup brushes, I would say then if you have something that's 20, then I would probably say go back 30. And that's when people were creating their own brushes back in the day. Because I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I would say like, because remember, though MAC has a huge array of brushes, right? Yes, there were some, like, I remember when I was like 14, 13, my mom got me an Estee Lauder. I always talk about this. She got me an Estee Lauder makeup kit that made my brain blow up, you know? And it's when I started to do makeup around that age, because of that little kit she brought me. I think she thought I was a little too much of a tomboy, but I still was a tomboy. I still played all my sports, but I made up my friends in the morning. And Estee Lauder had brushes, but when I say brushes, I'm talking about the vast majority that you see right now in MAC. They had to create in their heads. Think about like 20, 30 years ago, you didn't have like angled brushes. You might have had a blush brush. You may have had some eyeshadow brushes, you see, but you didn't have the array of brushes. And so you did have to go to the art store to get your brushes. See, and you did have to kind of cut them and tailor them to what you wanted. So that's the difference. I just realized I don't remember seeing brushes as a teen. That's what I'm saying. It's the array of brushes. Um, yeah, my mother, when I think about makeup back in the day, watching my mother do her makeup, she used a sponge. She was that, I don't know if anybody's mother used that red sponge, especially, I'll say black mothers, but since she was black, I'm gonna say black mothers. She used a sponge, and then she got the Flory Roberts. She used the sponge. She put it on. I don't remember her using a brush. I remember sponges, and I remember her taking lipstick and putting it on as a blush and all that stuff. That's what I remember. So, and then who said it? I just saw it. Applicators, right? Lori, applicators or sponge applicators, way more popular than eyeshadow brush. I don't remember using an eyeshadow brush I don't remember my mother using an eyeshadow actual brush. I don't remember her brushes. I remember her big red sponge and her powder puff. That's what I remember. I don't remember anything else. Don't remember a brush, any kind of brush. Sponge tip applicators and all that stuff. Yeah, Lori. Applicators were more popular than brushes ever were. Yeah, I still have those sponge tip applicators, especially for, dealing with people of today. I have those, and they actually work pretty well. I had them in the drawer, and I have had them for a while, and I've just started to use them because, COVID and stuff. And I was like, you know what, this is cool. I will use them instead of, all the rest of the craziness. So yeah, it worked out. They actually do work. They work well with lipsticks. They work well. So I kind of like them. So yeah, but we have to you really got to, give your props to these people, So that's why I get excited over, I hate to say old timers, but people before us. I get very excited to meet them. Not so much, no offense to people today. I don't really get that excited to meet the people of today. I get mad excited to meet the people that, like the Westmores, the Westmores who did all the movies, the Ben Nye company. I got to meet one of the sons of Ben Nye. It was just really cool. Like, wow, the history that is standing in front of me is just amazing. And when I look at my old movies that I love so much, I'm always waiting for the credits to roll around, and it'll always say something like Ben Nye did the makeup, or Westmore, one of the Westmores did it. It's just like, wow, the history that is here is amazing to me. So yeah, I tend to really have crazy crackhead respect for the people who came before. Way a lot of credit. Because I'm not saying that my journey was easy. By no means it was not easy. It was hard as a I can't curse. I can't curse. But it was hard and right? But I can't imagine back in the day, what it would be like. Like Marietta Carter Narcisse, for years, I believe she was the only Black woman in the Union. What the like, woo, what was her life like? So it's just, you got to respect. You got to give the respect. You just have to. Before Clinique, something just jumped. Before Clinique gave us brushes, we still used them 5 years ago. Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm such a Trekkie. I love how they have done makeup for Star Trek since the beginning. Listen, Belinda, I would give you a secret to my men's makeup grooming. Every man is supposed to look like Captain Kirk. Every man is supposed to look like Captain Kirk in my head. Every man is supposed to be. It's so cute, Belinda, when you say that, because I'm a Trekkie. The boyfriend is a Trekkie, like he knows what he's talking about. I'm surface Trekkie, And the thing that tickled the hell out of me was, now I'm a makeup artist, right? And I'm always looking at Star Trek. I'll never stop looking at Star Trek. And so I'm looking at Star Trek for the, now I'm a makeup artist. So now I'm like looking at Star Trek for the first time, and I'm like this. Captain Kirk is highlighted and contoured. I'm like, oh my God. And he looks like he's wearing that particular color from Cinema Secret. Like the whole thing is, and I was like, every man is supposed to look like Captain Kirk. So yes, I tend to like Captain Kirk a lot. He's like the epitome of makeup for me when it comes to men's grooming. I just love his makeup, wasn't it? Wait, but if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Star Trek, old school Star Trek with Captain Kirk, because he was sexy and dewy. They kept him so dewy. And it wasn't like greasy dewy. That's what I'm talking about. And they didn't have all the equipment we have today. They don't have all this bomb stuff. They put stuff on these men. They look gorgeous. Bones looked amazing. He was always greasy as hell, but he always looked good. Oh, honey, them people who did Star Trek back in the day, they knew what they were doing. Oh my God. Captain Kirk is sexy. And he's sexy because he's got that tan, he's got that highlight contour, and he got highlightization. So I love me some Captain Kirk. Yes. Oh, let's not Glam Tam. Why are you gonna do that, Glam Tam Tam? Don't bring up Eugenia because you know, first of all, Eugenia is everything. Okay, she's the one with the brows, not Anastasia. Miss Eugenia, and y'all should be patronizing Miss Eugenia Weston's business as well. And Glam Tam Tam, if you could put her name and her stuff down, that would be great. But y'all need to start looking at her line. She's the queen of eyebrows. And Anastasia, if y'all don't know, was her assistant. So that's all I'm saying. Okay. She was her assistant. So Glam Tam Tam, don't you start no business. Senna, yes, Senna is the business. Thank you. Y'all need to go patronize Senna. Patronize the person that developed the whole thing. Okay. Glam Tam Tam, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I do not like them to create a wash stained lippies. I missed something. I hate those disposables. I hated disposables too. Like, how dare you? How dare you with those disposables? I'm a makeup artist. And now I'm like, yo, where them disposables at? So, I went back to sponges. Hey, yes, we all must patronize the originator of things. Okay. Senna. Y'all need to go over to Senna Cosmetics and get your groove on with them eyebrows. Get it from the person who originated. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And Anastasia, by the way, was an assistant. Did you hear what I said? She was an assistant to the great Miss Weston. Oh, I knew it. So, last question. Yeah, I'm not going to keep you on here long because I can see this is going to die because as I'm plugging everything in, I didn't plug this in. So, do you have one last question for me? And then we'll blow this popsicle stand and we will do this again next Sunday with even more lights. So excited. The new setup and I got my arms. Oh, I'm so excited. I feel so professional now. Nothing fell down. Nothing fell down. I'm so excited. It was falling down before, but it's still up. I'm so excited. So do you have a question? Do you have a question? Oh, crap. Don't forget to like this video. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up underneath my picture. Give it a thumbs up because YouTube needs to see interaction. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribe already. And don't forget to, if you have any questions, make sure you email me or hit me up in the comment section below the video. We all need interaction so that you and the tube know that the Black girl is home and she's back, and they'll start spreading the word that I'm here. It's all about the algorithms. Hi, Diana. Oh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Diana, when I get going again, with the whole thing, I will come on during a normal time for other people in other countries. So I'll still do Sundays, but I'll just periodically will come in, for everybody else, because I know it's very hard, for it to be 1 o'clock in the morning. Y'all be like, I'm trying to sleep, DeShawn, okay? So I will definitely come on probably once or twice a month to talk to the rest of the world, because I think I feel your pain. I feel your pain. So I appreciate that you're here. I really do. I really, really do. Yes, I will. I promise I will. Yes, just give me a little bit more time. You'll hear the whole spiel if you listen to the replay, but give me a little bit more time to set these lights up and get my situation going, where all I have to do is just literally walk into this room and turn something on, and I can finally just chill out and not have to take a half an hour, 45 minutes to set everything up. It's going to be golden in here. So yeah, drop that T. No. You ain't get me in trouble here. Glad down. So seriously, so if you guys don't have any questions, it's okay. But remember, I just told you. We just had a whole conversation. If you have a question, gotta ask. But that's okay. Now the computer's dying. Now you can't ask me a question. And then, honestly, when you do run across people who are speaking, if you're a Clubhouse person or something, if you have a question, just write it down, and then that way you don't have to get all spiraled out of control. Just write down the question, and that way when you do get the opportunity, bang, you'll be ready to go. You get what I'm saying? So don't forget to like this joint. Don't forget to subscribe to this joint. Don't forget to leave the comments down below to this joint. That's it, people. That's the engagement, sis. Yes, engagement. So, guys, I just adore you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for waiting for the crazy black girl to get on with her one light. She's gonna have another one. I'm so excited. Oh, and the t-shirts are here in gray. It's really pretty. I love my t-shirts. So they'll go up. I keep saying week after week after week. They're on the website. I just have to tweak them, and then I will let you guys know in the community board thingy when they are officially up and ready. And that's it. That's it. Can you put a link to Clubhouse in the comments or description so we can find it? It's an app. Yeah, that's going to take me a minute because I got to find the picture, because it's 2 Clubhouses. So give me a minute to find that, and I have to screenshot it, shoot it, and then I'll put it up for you so you could know which Clubhouse I'm talking about. I joined the wrong Clubhouse. So I will show you guys in the comment, in the community section, the community board. Please make sure you always are following the community board. And I think the only way you could do that if you turn on the notifications, because whenever I say something, I think you get notified that I've said something on there. So please make sure you follow that, because that's how I speak to you. That's how I say I'm going to be 15 minutes late. That's how I say, check this out. Okay. Always make sure that you turn on the bell or whatever the hell you have to do to make sure you get the notifications. I know you were working on some classes first. I'm looking forward to hearing about them when it's time. Layton, they're coming. Thank you, Diana. They're going to be going up soon. I promise. And Diana, I will not forget my London people, my Germany people, and all the rest of those people. I will come on at a respectable hour for you guys. I promise. And I will put it up in the community board. So make sure you follow the community board. Okay. I was saying, drop that T. That she. Oh yeah, okay. I thought you were trying to stir up trouble there, Glam Tam Tam. I know what you're trying to do. I see you. So yeah. So people, I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to have a setup. I'm excited because I get to see you guys again. I'm very excited. I'm having a good day. So I will see you guys next Sunday at 7 with new stuff. Okay, guys, have a good night. This is going out anyway. So have a good night. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Bye, guys. Yes.